Here we are. Now, jumping directly into buy, no hesitation. Both teams know exactly what compositions they want to be playing. And I'm pretty much expecting Hex T to be on that Omen this round. Alongside, I think Tucker's the only one who's really changed too much. So let's see what he's on this time. Just move over to the stage.
Hex T is actually going to be on the raise now. Everyone's playing the same thing except for Tucker and Hex T. We've not seen Spot Up play. We've not seen Spot Up play a Sage at all. Actually, now I have to change the teams again because we got this wrong. Whoopsies.
It's a game of luck and chance whether you get the teams right. But looking at this though, Tucker going off onto the Sage means that they must value the Sage's wall, especially here on Bind itself, to hold down mid. And the wall is super duper strong, especially on early rounds. On pistol rounds, it's almost impossible to break with pistols, and it lasts for around 40 seconds, and you absolutely have to give away your position to even break it at all.
Now, the closest thing we have to a mid on this map, and note that this map doesn't have a true mid, is actually A shot, where we're looking at currently on camera. This is where I would say a lot of teams, both offensive and defense, put a lot of pressure on. They put a lot of attention towards, and we're already starting to see teams. They're still constrained. This is what we get at this level. Is Kane just starting to make his way up B ramp, where attacking side are just being patient, and that's probably a very good thing, Blake.
Yeah, as we head down to 50 seconds now, we're just gonna have Bunny just tapping away through the smoke for the time being. Drop that one down, and now we're hitting that 40-second mark, and it will look like the attackers are going to slow push up towards B-Long, towards ramps and sandbags area. And they're all just going to try and flood through into wood, but they could potentially also take the teleporter pretty immediately.
Viz is in the right position now. I was just going to comment that he kind of walked away from the angle when it was really good for him, and he spoke about teleporting. That's exactly what's happening. Everybody's walking towards that position now. Figment has a lot of work to do here. He doesn't have any util, and he's just got himself a classic. Bunny's going to pick up the first kill. What can he do here with Figment? Gets one, looks for the second. It's not going to happen. 8 seconds left to try and get the plant down, and there's only one member alive. Turns is going to try for it, but I do not believe he has the time. Is just going to get the last couple of frags.
No, and the defending team will pick that up, and Fizz with the ghost will finish off Turns. Now, that was a round that purely came down to time, and I think they just did not execute on that B-long push quite fast enough. Figment actually missed a couple of his shots as they came around the corner, but good trigger discipline there to wait until a few more had come out. And I won't lie, I think Viz is probably one of the first players that I've seen play on Phoenix actually use the Blaze Wall really effectively to split off line of sights. Again, this is how the team of Spot Up like to start a lot of their games. Break them on the eco, and then try and snowball it forward.
And by the way, making a teleported play can be quite risky, because what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get through while not being noticed by your team, by the enemy team. We'll talk about that later though, because Viz is starting the action quite early on the side as Tucker's going to make the response happen.
Tucker!
I'm going to try and find Tucker's cam right now. He's actually going to find 3 in a row, just holding down the fort onto Archers. Walls up onto Hookah as well. And you're in a situation where it's just coming down to Turns on the Ghost. Gets himself Tucker, but he needs to be able to get the spike. That's the most important thing. Trying to make a teleporter feint. Nah, not going to happen.
No. Hex T will pick up that kill. And with 3 members alive with all Bulldogs on side, this is a pretty good start for them. But now it's a full buy for the attacking side now, which makes things a little bit more tricky for the defenders, because obviously they can buy Bulldogs, but you can have a full buy coming through with Phantoms and Vandals, whereas on this side of the defenders, only Bunny will be running with the Phantom this round. But they have full utility, but so will the attackers. So this is the round now, and this just tends to be the point where Spot Up do let a round out of their sight.
Well, certainly the case versus the previous team we had there. This time around, it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade striker. That's actually a Vandal on the floor. None of the members of Spot Up are going to go to try and recover that one. And that's partially because of the fact that we know from Bunny's POV it's going to be a big push through from Showers, and it will be a plant now. 2 ult points away for Tucker to get this res in, but look at the smokes denying all that vision. Hex can't get through either. Now bunch of members just stuck into tower.
Yeah. The blast pack comes through from turns, but can't quite get himself into heaven there. Cypher, though. Volker has so much information on vents. One goes down. 2v3 now. Bomb is ticking away. We're around about 30 seconds, so they've only got about 22.5 before they have to defuse this. Starts to get real dangerous. Does find two. Has to go for the stick on the defuse. Drops down the wall and the blaze wall. Gonna go for the defuse now. He has to walk all the way around. I don't think he can make it after all. Has to try and break the wall, but he's trapped. It's over.
And he's probably going to lose his life as well. He's only got 61 HP and there's two members there. He just wants to hide. This is still precarious. Oh, just barely gets saved by the bell there. Blank. He could have lost his weapon. If CCAP drops the Vandal and they lose the round, that's an absolute disaster. What we are seeing here through Spot Up on the defending side is, despite having basically all Bulldogs, they pull it through and they're able to get a very smart defuse on that retake, walling off the last member to be able to secure that round. 3-0, that's a decent scoreline.
Yeah, it's a very good scoreline. Started it, especially at the beginning of the round. It's a poor buy coming from the attacking side, and it looks like they are going to try and push mid.
Oh.
Viz will drop the Phoenix, will find the pick onto Gamequake. It's over for him. Now we're in a 4v5. No Sage on side, so no available resurrection. And now this just supports so much freedom. The defender side to start controlling a little bit more areas of the map.
What a playmaker. Viz has just been so top heavy in terms of frags. Look, he's at the top already. 5-1 is his scoreline. And he has eyes on Turns, and I don't know that Turns realizes this right now. If he peeks, he probably dies. Volker, thinking about how they want to push into Hookah. Two members there alive. No real rotation coming through from defenders just yet.
Viz will make a beautiful push with the curveball. The wall is down on Hookah. Hot Hands came over the top, and now, again, the attackers, they're forced back, being corralled like rats into the areas of the map exactly where Spot Up want them to hold. It's getting very, very dangerous for them now.
Yeah, they're reassessing the situation. Hookah's too dangerous. They did force the early rotation, or the late rotation, I should probably say, coming through from Hext-T, which means there's going to be one less member. But as that happens, look at this read coming through from Spot Up. They've noticed that the action is going away, so now they're going back towards A. This is where the hit is going to come through. Bunny does at least a little bit of a job to slow this one down, but a lot of members coming through for that defense. CCAP looking for that early kill into Figment, but Hext-T is just going to close the door on this entire offense.
It's just an incredible pincer there, and the delay from Spot Up is unbelievable. It feels like I'm ordering an Amazon package right now, and I'm getting all the emails through telling me that the coronavirus is really delaying all the services right now, and I'm not getting any more packages on Prime until next week. That's how bad it's feeling for the team of Cute Boys Against Crime. They just cannot get onto the site in time, and it's forced them into precarious scenarios where they're about 10 seconds to plant the bomb.
And by the way Hext-T is rotating around the map right now, the way Spot Up is playing it, it's like they know where the enemy is. It's like they know what's going on, and Hext-T going to attempt to make the showstopper play here. It's actually not going to see anyone. You'd think they'd had our stream open, they're watching it, they probably are, but the 90-second delay is on, so they're definitely not able to get the information from there, which means they're just that smart.
B-long push coming through, but it is an eco. Only ghosts available. It will seem to me that Viz, as well as Tucker, holding in Hookah. They just block off Hookah wall for the time being. All these players up long. Two here right now. Out comes a curveball. Both are flashed for a second. Will miss a couple of shots, and that's the Sheriff. Putting Viz to sleep for the first time. Now that Heavy Fragger is down. 4v5 Orbital Strike is available, so should they want to push him onto Fountain, that would be something they could do, but no over-rotates coming through too far. Bunny's still holding on that A site, but 40 seconds, once again, this is a slow push from Cute Boys Against Crime.
And I think Viz there just took a bit of a risk. He had the opening sight onto his counterpart there into CCAT, but couldn't quite secure that kill. You did see maybe a potential fake coming through from the Cute Boys back onto A. That's not going to happen now. They want to make this B push happen. Instead, C-Cap going in, curveball flies through, looking for that first frag. Figment is going to elude him for now. Tucker's getting a lot of responses, but now we're just going to go down to the final remaining player, HexT. We've seen him clutch through before. He's got the gun, but he doesn't have the kills, and the spike's going to go down as well, even though they don't need it.
So really patient there from Cute Boys against Crime to make it happen in the end. Very well played, especially on eco around there. Remember, they started off without really no weapons. And Viz dying so close on B-Long actually, like you said, enabled them to get that Vandal nice and early, which opened it up to take those slightly longer range fights, especially onto Tucker, who was tucked all the way in the corner on B. That was an unfortunate couple of seconds towards the end there for them. I think it could have definitely gone a different way, but Kane, really nice smokes coming through the Omen to open the site up on B.
And by the way, 3 recovered rifles for the attacking team as well. That's actually a pretty big deal. Economy-wise, it's now starting to swing. They had a big loss bonus going in towards now, so they've actually had a decent amount of money to play with. And now they have a decent amount of ultimates to play with as well. Now we're heading into round number 6. C-Cap leading the way. Vandal in hand. Just going to play this one patiently, though.
Like you say, though, I definitely think that the way that the economy swung is so drastic. I mean, we look at the side of Spot up there around about 1,000. Regardless, it's 4-1 right now, and you've got Cute Boys with about 6,000 in the pocket as well as weapons. Looks like there's an execute coming through from Woodside. Smokes do come out. Smoke off elbow. Curveball comes in afterwards. And now, here comes the push from the Omen as well as the Phoenix. Quickly goes down the slow orb to stop them from doing anything too soon. This is an important round here.
It's a bit of a foul nade, the second slow orb as well. Runner back's going to be pushed back from Viz, and now it's going to be a teleport play. This is now all the members of the attack moving back towards showers. Let's see if they can defend this one. We have Spot up now just looking for where this push is going to come through. Again, a much heavy push coming through from the showers. So occasionally HexT and Figment are going to be able to spot this one super early, and now you're starting to feel really bad for this attacking team because they don't have a lot of members alive. In fact, it's just the one. And Volker's going to go down. So it's the second, maybe even third time in a row blank that we've seen Spot up just repel these teleporter plays so effectively. They hear it out, they confirm that it's happening, and then they apply the resources to it.
Exactly that. They create time. They create time, and that's the big thing. I think Bunny is definitely the star of that defense right there. Orbital strike comes through onto A short. They can't push it straight away. You've got Tucker as well as Viz now rotating through CT, and they're able to support through Vent and U-Halls very, very quickly and get the pins through immediately. It's just very, very smart from these players so far, and although the Orbital strike didn't find any damage, it found an insane amount of value.
4 ultimates still available for Cute Boys. We're going to see some more than cute plays for them to be able to make it through so far. They are trailing by 4 rounds, and this has been a mostly unstoppable defense, an impregnable defense coming through from Spot up. 3 members committed over towards A, the standard 2 onto B. And turns, can he get something done with the showstopper? The answer's going to be no, at least for now. They also want to commit to this one, though. His members are trying their best to flood into B, into A rather. Attempting to get the spike plant. Look at all the rotations coming through. A lot of members from the side of Spot up going to look to repel this. C-Cap in turn is going to get the opening couple of kills. 2 members now alive. Tucker's going to try and keep things alive, and it's all down to Figment. Can Figment get it done? Figment's all on his lonesome. 1 versus 2. 6 HP as well. It's not looking too great. His position mostly spotted out here as well, Blank.
Now it's turns, moving towards Tetris. You've got the Phoenix in the showers as well. Hunter's Fury's online, but 6 HP in a dream and so close to detonation right now. You wonder what he can do. They've got an excellent crossfire. He's almost but surely dead here, and he does go down. That is the round. 5-2, 7th round goes the way of the Cute Boys.
And it's going to be a plan as well, netting the 1,500 extra credits spread across the team. Looking at how the rounds have been distributed, first 4 went the way of Spot up, and then it's been 1 apiece for the last 3. So we are in a position where both teams have been trading loss bonuses, trading win bonuses. When I say win bonus, I'm just talking about the 3,000 really. And both teams are, in some ways, I was going to say both teams hurting, but because 2 of the last 3 rounds for Cute Boys have been wins. They still have money to buy. It's going to be an eco coming through from spot up.
Yeah, this is very, very sad. It's like immediately flipping once again. And I think a lot of it's down to able to survive and those extremely potent eco rounds that have come through from Cute Boys so far. And it's a very heavy A-sided defense, but now Tucker is moving towards the B site. As you can see, though, on your screen, you know that the Cute Boys, they're making their push up B long. Viz, however, currently holding towards elbow, towards hookah, making sure that no one drops into this site too early. A minute left on the clock here, Avril.
And by the way, Tucker does have a resurrection available, so I do want to see him play safe. We've seen Sages in our previous games unfortunately die super early. Tucker can't let that happen to himself. Viz as well, with the Sheriff available. You can see a situation where they can turn this. They have to stack enough defenders to really slow down the push. Here comes that early wall through. And now you can start to feel Viz is expecting some action towards his side. The wall's being broken. There's a few members coming through. If he trades a gun now, if he can get a kill, pick up a rifle, things will look a lot better for him. Tucker gets the first one. Tucker goes down to turns as well. It's all onto Viz now. Solo defending this one. He's not given to do so. And now it's going to be 3 coming and rushing on towards B to try and defend in the retake.
10 seconds, plant goes down, now just 2v3. Showstopper available, and HexT opens that one up on a pick onto Kane. Can they pick up a couple of weapons, though? A nice little spread on the site from the attackers. Hunter's Fury online. Showstopper does come through from HexT, making this a 2v2. Is this winnable on an eco round? The plant is down, slowly heading towards explosion. Boys are on the site, they do tap the plant. Finds the first pick. Can he find the second? This would be such a big round. HexT drops it. I think they have time for this.
Absolutely.
What a round, Avril.
And you even have their Figment as well, just dropping the Vandal over towards his teammate HexT. Figment picks up the other one. It's been a total recovery. And this is not even a case where B was... It's not even a case where B was completely slowed down by the 2 defenders there, coming through from Tucker and Viz. Tucker got 1 kill. And then both Viz and Tucker went down. It was a 4 versus 3, guns versus eco, but the remaining members coming through, recovering a rifle. Note that Figment recovered the rifle from Hookah very early, the same one that Tucker eliminated. They were able to use that and the Showstopper to collect the kills to make the eco happen, and that is a huge turnaround, a huge defuse round coming through from spot up.
And it's the right play, though, from Cute Boys. They play the long angle versus the pistols. But you're so right. Tucker being able to get that pick, get that rifle on board with HexT after he commits the Showstopper so boldly to win that round. I mean, that is a high-value ultimate from HexT. Very well played. We've seen him got a lot of value from the previous couple of games if you were with us earlier on today. Things are starting to look a little bit dire for Cute Boys right now.
I think we're going to be looking at the second half and maybe even towards the end of the game, Blake. We're going to be talking about that round for a while. We're going to be talking about what happened in round 8 because that was a critical one. We're into round 9 now, so I don't want to get too deep into what happened in the past, but you need to start seeing some movement come on through. It's the 50-second marker again. This is now going to be finally the entry. C-Cap and the crew trying to work their way through. Canequake getting the TP onto the top side of box as well. Figment is getting the snipe in. We're finally seeing it operated into play, and HexT's going to pick himself one as well. Where are the counter trades coming through? No one is able to do anything. Where's Mojo? Here he is finally, but he's gone down. Spike has been planted. That's been the only respite blanket. Still 4 alive, and Mojo, he's going to go down here 100%. 33 HP remaining, and that's not enough.
HexT is just starting to light up this kill feed, and it's tough now for these guys, and it looks like they will give the defuse over to the Phoenix on Viz. Make sure he can run it back ready for the next round, as you do get an ultimate point for that defuse, so nice and careful. And with 4 ultimates online right now, this defense is starting to become disgustingly stalwart. Like, how are you meant to get through this? The attackers are so delayed before they even get onto the site, Avril.
And by the way, we've seen rounds go 7-5. I believe in our previous 2 games, where we watched Spot Up, they go 7 up in the first half. They've done that before. But then they still drop a few rounds, and it goes either 8-4 or 7-5. I am expecting the potential for Cute Boys to maybe squeeze in a few there. But this isn't going to be the one. They are saving now. Figment's AWPing again. And it's going to be tough. They need a lot to get. They need a lot to be able to turn this around. They don't have ultimates. It's not like they have a showstopper to get a win on Eco the way that SpotUp did.
No, at best what they have here is a run it back to get some information on this B site. They know that only 2 players hold this. Moving into Hookah now. Tucker holding close on the back of site, getting ready to drop the wall. Goes down now. So much utility going over the backside. Is forced to use the slow badly.
Bunny.
I know it won't catch off these 2 players.
Oh my goodness, Tucker.
God, Tucker.
Yep. Tucker had the angle. That was the 2 players forced out from the orbital strike, and Tucker's still looking for more. It's only 2 remaining now. The dream of getting a 7-5 if you are Cute Boys, that dream is slowly fading away. It's 2 members alive. Turns has got 18 HP. And you got Canequake, the only member of that team still on 100. But look, they're still on sheriffs. They don't even have guns.
That collateral was just disgusting from Tucker. Again, orbital strike from Bunny, being more used to corral targets from the attacking side rather than just to kill them. Such smart plays coming out from all these players from SpotUp. And now both players from the attacking side moving through wood. Does find the cheeky headshot onto Tucker. Finds
Kane.
the next one. There's 1 player on the site. Kane is going absolutely massive, but it's HexT to put a stop to that one with a double to clean up that round.
Could it have been anyone else there, Blang? HexT's been absolutely popping off so far in this particular map. 15 and 5, and we know how deadly razors can be. Teleporter plays means that you can throw nades through teleporters as well, and HexT has been absolutely raining chaos against the opposition. The best score that Cute Boys can get now is an 8-4 on this opening half, and we've not seen SpotUp lose a half yet across the 3 games we've seen.
And this is the round to do it. I think if they lose this round now, they go eco on the next, and from what we've seen so far, you might just see SpotUp crush them on the eco. Curveball comes out easy, but no one's actually pushing up onto mid ramp at the moment. Pusher try and get some information, but now he knows that long is clear, as is ramp side, so they're all either A short or showers, which gives a lot of indication towards these A players of what to expect.
And they're so stacked on ultimates, it doesn't feel like he really lost that one. It feels like, okay, he got the information, and that's good enough. That's actually going to allow Viz to get a bit of a long rotation through his bunny. He's going to pick the first one up on the C-cap. Again, because they're not playing Sage, there's not going to be any reses coming through. Kane can only do so much trying to snipe through. And this is going to be the showstopper once again. Just going to be chucked into short. Easily dodged though. So this time around it's not going to do the damage. Look at Viz.
Viz now behind him. Could go for a big play here. You did just see. For a second, Mojo turns away. Cypher now looking towards Viz, but Viz, he's pretty much long gone. Out comes the curveball. Is flashed. Trapwire doesn't do anything to him, and now 2 remaining showstopper on the side of the Rays on turns, and he's got to make a huge stopper there, but it's Figment that lays him bare with the operator's shot. Bullet clean through the middle.
And this was just a passive round from Cute Boys, and to be honest with you, most of them have been passive rounds, but this one in particular, they were waiting for an operator play coming through from Canequake, trying to find a pick, but it was just smoked off time and time again. Bunny's like, I got 3 of these, I'll keep dropping them down. You are not going to find anything here. And then we talk about the early run it back coming through from Viz. What was he doing there? He doesn't see anything, but then you see the development of that because he realizes that his positioning on the B is completely clean open. He does a big flank around all the way through the fountain, all the way behind. He gets a double, he drops the spike on the other side as well. And because he uses the run it back early that looks like it was a waste, he still gets to capitalize off that.
Yeah, it's all about the information gathering game. If you can do it, the run it back, it's huge. I think the hugest thing there is the fact that because they were able to get that information, they're able to lob down 3 sky smokes in mid, and Bunny with the double. Out comes the orbital strike, won't find anyone as of yet. And it's just Figment on the back of sight. And Viz, once again, pushing up through market. Will he find himself a couple of more kills here? Will he buy a little bit more for his team in the market? He will. Takes the 3K. Canequake to the face, and C-Cap just takes 3 bullets to the body.
And that's been a dominant half coming through from SpotUp. It's been their most dominant half so far across all of the maps that we have seen here. 10-2. I mean, look, we talk about the 7-5s. We talk about the 8-4s. The 8-4 dream was maybe available and maybe possible for the side of Cute Boys, but that door closed ever so quickly for them. 10-2. It's basically like those 2 rounds that Cute Boys had didn't exist at all.
I mean, Cute Boys, they might have been watching the stream. They might have been seeing Spot Up dominating over on Split, but take him over the bind, and it's Spot Up who's pretty much putting them in a bind here. Very, very much unfortunate, but these guys have a huge read on this map so far, but I'm interested to see how they use the Sage here. That would be very interesting to see. Do they use the wall on Teleporter? Do they prevent the rotations this way? I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Tucker's going to get an early frag into Volker. Seatcap, despite using the curveball, is actually not going to be in a position to get a lot done. Turns! What is going on here? That is a lot of quick kills for Turns.
Directly through the teleporter, through them from A. This boy has had a great time over there, but now 2 rotating through CT. They have the spike now. They get the plant, like we said before, that it is a total of 1,500 creds for everybody on the team. Plank goes down.
XT is stuck inside smoke right now, was paranoid up. And it's going to be Spawn. Spawn is where all the action's turning from. Figment. 1 shot onto Canequake, but Turns will make it 3 so far, and Turns has been the player to look out for on the opening pistol. This is what you need if you're on the side of the defensive Cute Boys team. Get that pistol in there, get the early momentum. We shifted into a new round. It is Spot Up onto double digits, and it is Cute Boys on a long journey for a comeback.
This here, okay, doesn't drop into it. I was just checking the leaderboard. It looked like he bought a Spectre he hadn't. So they're all on classics right now. They do go for the save. And Turns picking up the Judge this round. We'll see where he does actually play. It will be interesting to see where he's setting himself up with this automatic shotgun. Looks like it is on the A site.
There's going to be a big push through, back towards Spawn, back through caves. And I wonder if Canequake knows what's coming towards him. Does spot 1 decent kill onto Figment with the Spectre there, so already making work of just SMGs, and this is the perfect round to be playing with SMGs, by the way, with this half buy, because Spot Up are only doing pistols. They're on a full eco.
Indeed. Canequake finds the first, finds the second. HexT will return fire, and Turns now with that Judge, ending the lives of quite a few. Now just Tucker alive with his Ghost on the site. Looks for another, finds one more. Here's Mojo, but that is actually quite a lot of devastation towards the economic side for the defenders. I don't think they expected that to go so poorly on a defense.
I mean, they still win at the end of the day. It's 2 rounds in their favor now. They lost a decent amount of members, but I think Canequake in particular was the member in the right place, because you have the situation where full eco outside of buying some shifts. So I guess maybe not a full eco, but for the most part they're playing pistols, right, if you Spot Up. You understand that if they're in that position, they're probably stacking as 5, and if they're not heading on to B, something's happening around A, and Canequake spots it out early. He even gets an early pick with the Spectre.
Yep. A really, really smart play there. And I think, again, Bind is a lot about figuring out where they're playing and then almost suffocating the attacking side. Seatcap finds Viz very early on, their top fragger, and there's no refrag coming through as of yet.
Seatcap is going to get taken down. He was the sole member into Hookah, now Volker FPS. The sole member still hanging across B. He's waiting for the He's waiting for the reinforcements coming through. 3 team members, Canequake at the back of B, and the rest of the team, the rest of the defense making their way through to Hookah. Canequake, he was the playmaker of the previous round, but the plays have been made, unfortunately, against him.
Canequake now down. Riz is available, but I don't think we'll invest it. Showstopper comes out straight to the back of side. Figment is blown all over the wall. Now it's opened up here. Blast Pack comes through, trying to clear the right-hand side of those cheeky angles where most people play. It's Tucker who's playing on site, peeks out, but it's HexT to find the third.
And that is going to be Spot Up now back on the board. Happy to give away a few rounds here. I mean, again, we look at the...
We'll give you a freebie.
I mean, we look at the previous results though, Blank. I mean, these been 13-5s, 13-6s. 13-6 is the worst result so far. That was the one versus Kungana. 13-5 was the one they just had against I Gotta Be. And now, if we're following the same sort of patterns, realistically, how many more rounds does Cute Boys get? They are on a save now. They're on an eco. So you're expecting them to probably lose this. Once we get to 12 for spot up, that's match point. That's dangerous.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I think they
Hex.
can win this round without using any ultimates. Hex T, though, finds CCAP pretty much immediately. There's the next. They have information on the next one. This round is looking dire now.
This time around, I do agree. This time around, I feel like they should have allowed Canequake to finish his full ultimate TP there, because then that would have been a free kill. They didn't allow that to happen. They wanted to focus on the spike. To be fair, they could have spike planted and gotten that kill. 3v5 though, you still don't feel good about this. Reminder, it is an eco. Turns on the shorty, not going to get anything done. Bunny's going to collect a double. This will get the final one for Kane. And a flawless victory, a flawless round from spot up in what will be now the round that decides everything. Is this going to be their best result yet?
I know, 13-4, I mean, if we look at this, if Bunny just even picks up one ultimate orb, that's it, he has ultimate 2, and you're playing versus 5 ultimates on 12-4. You've only got Run It Back available to use, so it has to be crucial. So not only are you hoping for a little bit of value in terms of information, you're hoping for maybe 1 to 2 kills here to try and sway this round in the favor of the defenders. But this is looking bad. Viz uses his ultimate early to push into hookah. Pushing out into mid, onto A site. Does locate some of the players, whilst the rest of his team, they're making a play onto B.
CCAP now has one available as well. Run it back. Try and get something done into Archers. Instantly picked up, but the information has been gathered. It's 2 members onto 4 coming through towards a B hit. That's going to be the orbital strike as well to allow this push to come through. Figment now, Bunny and the rest, looking for members, looking for what will be potentially the last round, but they are losing a lot. Turns is turning this one around very quickly. Blank, what's going on?
Tucker goes down, so no res available. This was just a slow execute from the side of Spot up, so now they're struggling to make their way onto site. 2 players holding with inside CT, actually free now, whilst Turns makes his way up to elbow side. Plant now goes down. They have to find themselves an after situation, but Figment finds the first one. The sniper is there. Canequake takes him out. Turns finds the last, and there is the defuse coming in shortly afterwards. That round just fell apart almost immediately. As soon as they knew they're coming through hookah side, the defenders, they were on it like a shot.
And that was such a precarious round as well, especially when you consider the stakes involved. Just the one before this one, we had a eco coming through from Cute Boys. That, of course, was round number 16. We are on to 18 now. 16 was an eco that they lost, and they needed to save the money to go into 17, knowing that was match point, but knowing that, hey, this is where we put the Canequake operator back online. This is where we get the full rifles. Because they win now, they actually kept a Vandal onto Turns, they kept the operator onto Canequake, and now they can actually pick up the rest. I mean, the 2 members with the SMG is not ideal, but they're still in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the big thing to consider here. This team is still in this round. 12-5. I've seen more incredible comebacks happen in my life. And here, Turns is going to be using the Showstopper as well, so there's a potential to snowball this round out. They're looking to push out onto wood here, but so much information has already been gathered, Avril. Both cyber cages down early, though. Baited out, as well as the Blaze Wall, and really now, at this point, SpotUp could just reevaluate what they want to do.
Viz is still trying to make his way in. He's being very cautious about this one. Uses HexD to secure the kill onto CCAP. And we're in a position where, to be honest, most of the attacking team are actually working towards A. They have the spike there. So despite HexT opening up this B site, okay, finally, okay, this is where the offense is starting to come through towards B.
Fizz drops out, Hex tees in, goes to the pre-fire, Showstopper comes through, but just hits the side of the plan, doesn't quite find Viz in this situation. Teleporters come through. Now the defenders starting to split onto site, collapsing around them, but it just looks like Spot Up absolutely have this site under control. Out comes Hunter's Fury. Doesn't find anything as of yet, but his Hex T still in wood. Finds Volker.
Kane attempting to hit angles. A reminder, this is still match point. Kane goes down as well. It's only one member remaining. Turns. He's been able to clutch a few times before, but not this time around. 5-13 is going to be the scoreline once again. Spot Up are undefeated. They are unstoppable, and they will be going to the semi-finals. This team, 3 wins in a row, and not a single opponent able to get more than 6.
This is an incredible team right here. They just seem to be getting more and more momentum behind them, like a snowball falling down a snowy mountain. You suddenly got this huge boulder flying at you. Coming to semi-finals, I think Spot Up are feeling very, very good after taking out what seemed to be another dominant team within the tournament bracket.
We're going to keep with them. I'm doing it. We're staying.
Of course we are.
This is our team. I banked on him. I banked on them to go all the way to the finals. They only need one more game blank. How unbelievable is that?
I mean, this is the team. This is the team we follow. This is the team we need in our lives. Spot Up, they're continuing to go up in terms of the ranking on this bracket. They're heading over to the semi-finals. This will be an unbelievable run for them if they can make it all the way to the grand finals. If they can continue to hit these games where teams aren't even able to take half the points off them.
This has just been Spot Up the show, Spot Up the run, Spot Up's journey through Duke GG's $1,500 in a Quick Cup #1.